everyone, it's Tilly and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing the quick fire assumption video that's been floating around on YouTube recently. I really wanted to give it a go myself and see what all my followers over on Instagram, that's where I put my poll on, what they assumed about me, and I just thought it'd be a really fun video to film. The background is a bit different because we're in lockdown and we decided, because there's not really better to do, we decided to kind of move around bedrooms and stuff, so I currently have no bed and my room's a bit of a tip with like clothes everywhere because I haven't got a wardrobe or anything yet. So that's why we're filming here today. I'm really sorry about the lighting situation, all these like blobs flying around everywhere, but there's nothing really I can do about it. I have got all the following assumptions that I'm about to answer and kind of react to off my Instagram. However, I have all of them in this little book here because I've got Instagram on my phone, but I'm also using my phone to record, so I couldn't really like be looking at it and reading it at the same time. So I just decided it would be best to write them all down. But they all are off Instagram. If you want to be featured in videos like this in the future, then definitely check out my Instagram. It's just tilly.lucky, and I'm quite active on there on stories. Chat to everybody quite frequently, so definitely check that out if you want to get involved in this in the future. First of all, I would just like to thank everybody who was over on my Instagram stories and everything. They weren't really brutal at all. Like, so many people were just like complimenting me in there, which I think is so cute. So thank you so much, everybody. I have the most loving like followers over there. They would never say a bad thing. So I really had to like try and get some kind of brutal ones that I could react to, but it was really, really hard. And I wasn't asking for hate, but you know, I just need something to be able to make a video out of. But thank you so much for all the compliments. Like, it really means a lot to me, to the point where I had to put on my Instagram story like assumption about me about 3 times, and then the last one I was like, you're too nice on here, I need something a bit more, like give me something to get angry about. But I'm not asking for hate, just saying. But thank you so much for all the support on there. It really means a lot to me, and it like everyone's responses were so cute, so thank you. But let's just get right into it, with the first one being, you have been bullied, made fun of for having bionic hands. And this one kind of confused me a little bit because I often get like assumptions or questions whether I've been bullied because of me having no hands, which is kind of sad that people think that I'd be bullied because of that, just because of the way society is at the moment, that it doesn't really like anybody with differences, and people automatically think if you're disabled or you've got something different about you, then that you've been bullied for it, which I think definitely needs to change. But I was really surprised by this assumption saying that I've been bullied because I wear bionic arms, and the truth is, no, I've never been bullied. People probably say things behind my back, but I don't really care. I've never really been bullied or targeted like that before. I've never had to deal with it, thank God, because I know lots of people do, which is really, really upsetting. But I've never really had to deal with that. But I mean, if there was a girl that wanted to go to school with metal hands, would you really be picking on her? You know, get into a fight and it would hurt a lot more. But no, I haven't been bullied due to me wearing bionic arms. Next one we had is, you're lazy. True. I think I was a lot more lazy in my earlier years. I just kind of sit on my laptop. I feel like I'm a lot more productive now, but I still definitely get those lazy days where I just don't want to do anything. You would like to work as an actress in the future. This is definitely true. I would love to be an actress. I don't know how good my acting skills are, but if anybody wanted to put me in a movie, like, I would be so down. Marvel, hit me up, you know, real bionic arms rather than the special effects, you know, right here in front of you. So yeah, I would love to be an actress, maybe sometime in the future. I don't know if I would want to be like full-time actress, like that being my actual career and job, going for auditions all the time and that be my job, because I'm doing quite a lot of different things at the moment, like presenting, singing, YouTube, Instagram, like a lot of the all kind of similar things like in front of the camera, which I'm really enjoying. So I don't know if I would want to do it full time, but I would definitely be up for being in a movie. Next one is, you live a very normal life and don't mind at all to be different. I don't mind to be different. I feel like differences are quite cool in a way, because I feel like everybody was made different for a reason, and I feel like I have no hands for a reason, and I would never really take that back. I would never want to just grow hands because I hate being like different to all my friends. That doesn't really bother me. It never really has. Like, I just always just run around. I mean, lots of people ask like how I was raised, how I have the mindset that I do, but honestly my family used to always just treat me like everybody else, and they still do. Like, I just get treated exactly like all my sisters, and nothing's really me being like in my face, you're different. So I never really thought it was such a bad thing, and it isn't a bad thing. I just kind of go about my life. But yeah, I don't mind being different at all. Next is, you are okay with people asking questions about your condition. Love ya. Love you too. I'm 100% okay with people asking me questions about how I lost my hands, and if I see somebody like staring, I will just go up to them and be like trying to like explain why I've got no hands anyway, because I feel like that's just the better way to live, the better way to be. Like if I'm just sat like on holiday and then there's this kid just staring at me, then I just put us both out of our misery and just go over it and explain it, and as soon as they know, they can move on rather than like just staring at you constantly. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they can't come and speak to me, and a lot of parents, when the kids ask, oh, what happened to her, a lot of parents, instead of just going, oh well, why don't you come and go and ask her, which is what we would like, they would just like turn the kid away and be like, oh no, you might offend her. And it's never been like that at all. So I don't mind people asking me questions about what happened to me, about my lifestyle, everything that's happening now. I would much rather people just come and talk to me about it. This one was a bit weird, and it was, you secretly bleach your hair. I mean, my roots are coming in a bit. Lockdown, you know, haven't been to the hairdressers recently. I'll probably end up having to do it at home, but I'm very open to the fact that I bleach my hair. Like, it isn't natural. This is what my hair used to look like when I was really little, but as I got older, I think a lot of blondes experience this, like when you have really bright blonde hair when you're little, that when you get older it completely loses its color. It just goes such a dull kind of, it's still blonde, but like it was to the point where like my friends would tell me, oh, I miss your brown hair, and I was like, it was never really brown, but okay. So yeah, I bleach my hair. I don't bleach it. I have a hairdresser come around and bleach my hair. My mum bleaches her hair too. It's not really a big deal. I just wanted a bit of colour and style to my hair, rather than it just being like that kind of dull blondish type brownish colour. Who knows what colour it really was, but I definitely do like it a lot better now, and there's nothing secret about it really. This one is, if someone said give me a hand, I think you would literally take off one of your arms for them. True. Like, you know, when somebody asks for help and they're like, oh, Tilly, give me a hand, I would just totally just take my hand off and give it to them. That's just the type of person I am. Just light-hearted with it, just be like, oh, here you go. Yeah, it's really funny, I know, it's so hilarious, but that's just the type of person I am, and my family could tell you that. Me and my dad have like an ongoing joke as well, where he'll say something, or like just about like complain about something I do, and then I'll just go, oh, it's just because I got no arms, and we always just joke about that. It's not because I just have no hands or anything like that, but we just play around with it, and I don't take kind of my disability or anything seriously whatsoever. I always joke about it, and yeah, if somebody said give me a hand, then I would just pass you my bionic hand over. This next one is very true. It is, nice but gets moody easily. Are you my sister incognito? Like, I think you must live in my house, because I'm the nicest person, but I do get angry really quick. Like, you get me past a certain point. I mean, I'm not too bad with like my friends at school. I would like take a lot, like until I got like past a certain point I was like, shut up. But my sisters always get the moody part of me. I can be really nice, but I can also get really angry really quick. So have a sip of coffee. Very bright now, I'm sorry about that. Next one I really liked. It was, you are such a nerd. And true, I'm a bit of a nerd. I'm definitely more of a nerd than like a jock. I'm going back to like Sims 3 university social groups right now, and you're like a jock, a nerd, or a rebel, and I definitely think I'm more of the nerdy type. Next one is, you aren't fake, you're always positive, and you never let people get to you. I feel like that's the best way to be personally. I like to think I am all three of those things. I try to be as positive as possible, because I just feel like the more I am positive, like the more positive you are, the happier you feel, and why would you want to not feel happy? So this lighting is like lighting up my chin. I'm really sorry about this, but as I said, there's nothing really I can do about it. I try to be really positive in every situation. I feel like there's always something to be like grateful about in each situation, so that's just the mindset I like to have. And the other one, which was, you never let people get to you. Best way to be. My biggest advice I would give to anyone is to not care what other people think of you, because people hold them back so much, especially like in high school, from doing anything like starting a YouTube channel or any of this, because they're worried about what their peers at school would think about them, or the mean girls in the class. But honestly, they're going to be in your life for a very like short portion of your life, like literally like maybe 10 years, and that's about it. So I really just think like just do what you want. Who cares what other people think, as long as you're doing what makes you happy and it's nothing like controversial, you're still being a good person, then yeah, I don't think you should ever let people get to you, and I never let people get at me. I'm just like, whatever, move on. Next one is, this doesn't come from me, but you wanted bionic arms for attention. Right, I appreciate that you put doesn't come from me, it makes me feel a bit better about it, but I never ever got bionic arms for attention whatsoever. I love the bionic arms so much, but I never just saw open bionic arms and was like, oh, that looks like an opportunity for me to get a bit more attention, a bit more media. It was never like that whatsoever. I hate drama so much, and I hate people who are like really attention seeking, because I just go about my life. I think everybody can just go about their life, and people who like constantly or like just thirsty for attention, I'll never get that, because I hate drama so much. I hate people, I hate being in drama, involved in dramas. I hate like seeing other people having dramas. Like, that's just not the type of person I am. I would never get bionic arms just for attention. I get them because first of all, they help me, they're a medical device, but they also make me feel really confident, and I just love them so much. I love like accessorizing with them and everything, and I just think they're really cool to have. But no, I never will, never did, never got bionic arms for attention. Next one is, you're short. Yes, I am 4'11", very true. I'm a new follower and I think you have an amazing spirit. I like to think so. I think I've got an amazing spirit. I mean, I can't really go much into detail about that one, but I think I do. Next is, you are such a queen and you are yourself no matter what others think of you. So true, linking back to the fact how you should just live your life. People are gonna come and go in your life, but you are stuck with yourself forever, whether you like that or not. You're better off just making the most out of your life. Never change for other people, never like lower your standards to match somebody else's. That is something I really live by. Thank you for saying I'm a queen, but I am always myself, no matter what other people think of me. That is completely true. I don't have anybody to impress other than myself, really. I never try to impress anybody. I never try to change myself to like fit into a certain situation or anything like that. I'm always myself. I try to be really real on all my social medias, like Twitter, Instagram, here on YouTube, because I feel like it must just be a lot of effort to kind of keep up two personas. And I just feel like, how embarrassing would it be if you were acting like such a positive, great person on social media, but then you met people in person and then they just think, wow, you are completely different to how I thought you would be. You are completely different to how you made yourself out to be on social media. I just feel like that would be so embarrassing. So I'm always real, I'm always myself. You are a good listener. I do think I'm more of a listener than a kind of talker. I'm very understanding and I really listen to like two sides of the stories. I can get pros and cons of everything. And yeah, I'm definitely more of a listener than a speaker in a conversation, unless you really know me, in which case I'll never show. You are very down to earth. You like people but still enjoy time to yourself. You genuinely care. Self-love is key. I always enjoy time to myself. I think everybody should have at least one day, like a month, just pure self-love, self-care day, because it's so important for your mental health, for your physical health as well. Just getting a face mask on, having a nice bath, and just think about everything you have in your life. Gratitude is massive, and I feel like everybody should have at least one day a month where they just sit back and really like thank their bodies and thank their mind for everything it does for you, because it really does a lot. I do care about everything that I do, all my presentations, like anytime, any work I do, I genuinely care about, because all my presentations I put so much effort in, because it's like me sharing my story, and I put a lot of care into everything I do because I care about everything I do. I want it to do well, and I want to inspire other people. So I always take so much care in everything, and I genuinely care about myself. I care about other people and their self-esteem. I'm definitely a people pleaser, which I'm trying not to be. I still want to please people, obviously, but I want to please myself over everyone else, because that's really important. And I did used to find myself like in situations where I would just say something to make the other person happy, or if I didn't agree with something, I kind of wouldn't share my opinion. I would just nod along in case of like them getting upset over it. So that's something I'm working on, but I definitely do care a lot, maybe a bit too much sometimes, but I'm working on it. This next one is really true. It's kind of scary. You are very shy in person. This guy must have met me at some event or something, because I do think I come across as quite shy in person. I feel like I'm an introvert, so I'm not like really great in massive social areas, which is kind of weird coming from an inspirational speaker. Like, I go across the world and speak to people and take pictures with people all the time, so it is very, very different and something you wouldn't expect of me. But I think I do come across very shy in person, and I do like my personal space, but I love going around the world and meeting so many people. And I'm really not shy, but I feel like I can come across that way because sometimes I do a lot of like smiling and nodding like rather than actually talking. But once you get to know me, I'm not shy. I'm furthest thing from shy. I just kind of want to make a good impression. If you speak to me throughout the day, I'll be a completely different person by the night time. That's all I'm saying. Next one I really liked as well. It says you have over 300 drafts on TikTok, and I don't have 300 drafts just yet. I probably will, but I just kind of downloaded TikTok quite recently. I mean, I got it like this year. My sister's had TikTok for like ages, like when it was Musically. I really haven't had it that long, but I think I do have like reaching towards 200, and I've had it for like maybe 2 months, so that's not quite good. Next is you are the sweetest, most outgoing and bubbly girl. I do think I'm really bubbly, and I'm glad you think I'm very sweet and bubbly. However, the outgoing part, it really depends on my mood. To be completely honest, my mood is up and down all the time, and I could be so happy and I want to like run around and go meet up with my friends, and other days I just want to be under a blanket like watching TV. And my sister's very different. My sister would jump at the chance to go to a house party, whereas I would be more kind of standoffish and want to stay at home. So I'm not that outgoing, but I'm definitely very outgoing when I'm going somewhere that I'm really, really excited to go to, or meeting my friends for a while, first time in a while, because I love hanging out with my friends. My outgoingness definitely depends on my mood, I think. Next one is you are an amazing person but approach differently. This is definitely true. I feel like when you have a disability or a difference of any kind, mainly a disability though, people approach you as like you are unable to do a lot of things, you're unable to speak up for yourself. They quite baby you, which I never really enjoyed. Like, people would see me and then like kind of ask my mom a question rather than me myself, just because I have a disability. They don't know if I would like be able to answer a certain question, but I'm fine mentally. Like, I can answer a question and I can hold a conversation, but I feel like sometimes when you have a disability, like, people just automatically think like either you'll offend me if you talk to me, or you best off just talking to my parents. But my parents would always be like, she's right there, why didn't you ask her the question, which I really appreciate. But yes, I definitely think sometimes I am approached a little bit differently, which I kind of don't appreciate, because I'm just like anybody else. I'm just missing a couple of hands, well, 2 hands because you only have 2. But yeah, I do think I am approached a little bit differently to say my friends if we went out. Also love the designs. I'm glad you like the designs. I do too. This lighting is kind of cool for an Instagram picture right now, but maybe not for a YouTube video. This one kind of came up like quite a lot, and it is that you are rich. I'm not rich at all. I can see why some people would think that, like, because I have bionic arms, which are quite pricey. I've had to buy my prosthetics in the past, which were very pricey, like 36 grand we're talking. My family have had to do a lot of fundraising to be in the situation we are now. To buy my previous prosthetics that were literally like 36 grand a pair, that's a lot of money, and so a lot of work, a lot of fundraising and events we were having to put on to raise enough money for that. But we are definitely not rich. Like, we've had a lot of help from a lot of people, which I really appreciate, to be able to have my prosthetics. And luckily for me, I've never had to actually buy these prosthetics because I'm ambassador for Open Bionic, so I had a couple of test ones, and then when they first released the hero arm, I got one of the arms of Open Bionics as a present for like saying thank you for helping us, which I really appreciated. And the other bionic arm that I got was actually funded by a man who had seen me on TV on a TV show called This Time Next Year. So I really appreciated that as well. So that's how I got my first kind of pair of bionic arms. And then the next time they were funded by 20th Century Fox when I went to the Alita Battle Angel premiere. So we've definitely had a lot of help as a family, and we are far from rich. Let me tell you that. I wish we were rich, but unfortunately not. But we have had a lot of help when getting my bionic arms. But I can see why some people would think that means I must be rich because I have metal arms that a lot of people can't afford, including us. Like, we could never afford it without the help of other people. Then the other one was kind of the same thing, but it said you're rich / famous because of your condition. As I said, I'm not rich at all in the slightest, and I wouldn't say I'm famous either. Like, I'm just a normal girl. I just wear some bionic arms. People think that's quite cool, so they'll follow me sometimes, but I definitely don't class myself as famous, and I definitely don't think it was because of my condition either. My family have put in a lot of work, and a lot of people have supported me right from the very beginning, but I've put in a lot of work as well. If we just sat back when I got ill and we did a fundraising and then we got my first pair of prosthetic arms, we could have just sat back and enjoyed life from then. But I really just wanted to share my story, hopefully help some other people like me in the world, and also help the kind of evolution of prosthetics throughout the years, because I felt like they could be a lot better to actually really benefit and help a user, because that was just my experience right in the very beginning, and I just felt like there could be better stuff out there. So that was when I decided to set out on the mission to get that kind of thing available, or help at least. So yeah, I'm not famous, and if I'm famous, if people class me as famous, it's definitely not because of my condition. I feel like having no hands, wearing bionic arms is definitely something different that you don't see every day. There's not a lot of influencers with disabilities at all, but there's not a lot of influencers who are missing limbs to their body, missing parts of their body. So I definitely think it's more of a unique thing to see, so people are more intrigued by it than just like another influencer who just want to promote brands and stuff. It's very different. So I definitely think it has some advantages that have helped me in some way, but at the end of the day, me and my family have put in a lot of work to keep rising my profile up and get to where I am today, and I'm extremely grateful for the following I have. But then again, I don't class myself as famous whatsoever. But they are all the assumptions that I'm going to be answering today and kind of reacting to. I really hope you enjoyed this video, but thank you for all the assumptions, thank you for all the love. That weren't even assumptions when I was asking for people to be brutal to me and they just couldn't do it. Thank you so much, that really means a lot to me. If you want to get involved in these in the future, as I said, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm very active on there on my stories, tilly.locky, so you can definitely check that out if you want to be featured kind of in other videos in the future, like based around Instagram and like public and my following, what they kind of think of me. Then you can check that out. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.